Hey guys, hope you're all having a fantastic day. So everyone wants to learn modes. Everyone wants to learn modes on guitar, and everyone wants to learn modes on guitar really quickly. So I'm going to show you in less than 8 minutes how to play all of the 7 modes. Yep, less than 8 minutes. Give me 8 minutes for your time and I'll show you how to do it. Now, I'm obviously not going to go into the really deep theory about how to play modes and stuff and all the positions and stuff, but I'm going to show you the very basics about how to get into playing modes. And I do it in a way which I call relative positions, and it's basically one scale shape which I'm going to show you before we start the lesson, before we start the 8 minutes, and learn that first, and then 8 minutes later you're going to be playing all 7 modes. And it's relative positions because it is the scale shape relative to the root note that we're going to be playing to, which today is going to be E. It's literally just going to be an E. I've got a drone all set up, and anyways, you'll see it. So let's get going. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it in 8 minutes. Give me 8 minutes of your time. I'll teach you the modes. Yeah. Alrighty, before we get started with the modes, 2 things. I am tuned to regular E. And there is one shape that I'm going to use, a scale shape, which you may be familiar with, which is the major scale shape. And I'm going to play this in E major and then move it around the fretboard. And basically, changing the position from which I play that shape is going to change the relationship between the actual scale that I'm playing and the root note. So the root note's going to stay the same. It's going to remain E. And the mode is going to change as a result of me changing the position of the scale that I'm playing. So the scale that I'm playing is going to be this. And we can extend that down to the high E string as well. So what I'm doing there is I'm playing the 12th fret, 14th fret, 16th fret of the low E string and the A string. So same frets on both strings, 12, 14, 16. Then when I come down to the D string, I'm going to switch my positions now. So I'm going to play the 13, 14 and 16. And I'm going to do the same thing on the G string as well. So 13, 14 and 16 on both the D and the G. Then I'm going to shift positions again when I get down to the B string, and this time I'm going to play 14, 16 and 17 on the B string, and exactly the same on the high E string as well, 14, 16, 17. And back down as well. So that's going to be our shape, and we're going to move that around the fretboard, and I'll show you how that changes the mode that you're playing in. So let's get going with the modes right now. Yay! Alright, this is mode number 1, which is the Ionian mode or major mode. So we're going to start at the 12th fret. It's exactly the same thing that I just showed you, the E major scale. So from the 12th fret, it's going to be 12, 14, 16 on the E string and the A string. 13, 14, 16 on the D string and the G string. And then we're going to do the 14, 16, 17 on the B string and the high E string. So the whole thing will be like this. And going back down. And that's our first mode. That's the Ionian mode. Alright, we're going to jump straight into the second mode, which is going to be the Dorian mode. Now, I'm going to take that same shape that I just showed you as the Ionian mode, and I'm going to shift it back 2 frets. So I'm going to play exactly the same shape. So this time on the E string and the A string, I'm going to play 10, 12, 14. Then the D string and the G string, I'm going to play 11, 12, 14. B string and high E string is going to be 12, 14, 15. Now, just like the first time, I'm going to root this at the E. So when I come back, I can stop at the E, and that's going to give me that Dorian sound. Alright, mode number 3 already. Okay, so we're going to take the same shape, shift it back 2 more frets, and this is going to give us the Phrygian mode. So this time the frets on the E string and the A string are going to be 8, 10 and 12. Then on the D string, G string, 9, 10, 12. And on the B string and the high E string, 10, 12, 13. Again, I'm going to root this at the E. That's going to give us that Spanishy kind of Phrygian sound. Alrighty, we're on the 4th mode already, and we're getting into Joe Satriani territory with this one because we're going to be playing the Lydian mode. Same shape, we're going to shift it back 1 fret this time. So I'm going to play on the E string and the A string 7, 9 and 11. D string and G string is going to be 8, 9 and 11. On the B string and the E string it's going to be 9, 11 and 12. And again we're going to root it at the E. Alrighty, straight on to the next mode, which is MIXOLYDIAN mode. Shape stays exactly the same. We're not going to change the shape because we want to make this easy, right? Alrighty, so we're going to start at the 5th fret this time. So this time on the E string and the A string, it's going to be 5, 7, 9. On the D string and the G string, 6, 7, 9. And the B string and the E string, 7, 9, 10. Rooting at the E again. Alrighty, we're on mode 6 already, and this is going to be the AEOLIAN mode, which is the minor mode. You'll be familiar with this when you hear it. Alrighty, so this time we're going to shift it back 2 frets again, and we're going to play from the 3rd fret. So on the E string, A string, 3, 5, 7. On the D string, G string, 4, 5, 7. And on the B string and the E string, it's going to be 5, 7, 8. And we'll root at the E again. Alrighty, we're already on to the final mode, which is the LOCRIAN mode. Now this is a bit of a strange one because of the intervals and the notes and stuff, but I'm going to show you anyways. So we're going to shift this back 2 frets again. So this time on the E string, A string, I'm going to play 1, 3, 5. The D string, G string is going to be 2, 3, 5. And then the B string and the E string are going to be 3, 5, 6. We're going to root at the E again. Now, like I said, because of the intervals, this can be a bit of a strange sounding mode, but it can be used in some ways. So there you go, guys, all 7 modes in that short space of time. Now obviously I haven't gone into depth with every single position and all the sharps and flats, etc, etc. And that's not what this video was meant for. It was simply an introduction for you guys to the modes and a quick and simple way to get playing them. It gives you the flavour of the modes, and as you saw when I was playing to that backing track, which was essentially just a drone. It was just a drone in E, basically, just an E chord. It allowed me to create all those different textures with the different modes. It was the same shape, so my fingers didn't have to figure out, you know, which sharp or flat, which shape do I need to play, how do I need to change it. It just very, very quickly got me into playing the modes that I wanted to. And I actually use this in my playing a lot. I have done for years. I kind of figured this out when I was doing a 10-week course at Guitar Institute in London many moons ago, and you know, the penny dropped one day when I was practicing and I had to kind of, you know, just do my homework and stuff, and you know, I figured out those relative positions to that single scale shape, and it was genius because then I could play in the modes that I wanted to. And like I said, I use this in my playing all the time, and because I do a lot of kind of George Lynchy type of stuff, you know, the Phrygian mode, the Dorian mode, the MIXOLYDIAN, they all creep in there at various points. Like I said, I don't have to work at it too much because I'm using that same shape all over. Now you can obviously go and research the other modes so that you can do them in more depth, and there are lots of really good videos on YouTube, so just do a search for the mode that you want to learn and lots of videos will come up so you can go and kind of explore all of those, except for LOCRIAN. That's a kind of weird one. But there are some people doing LOCRIAN mode as well. Anyways, enjoy learning those, and I hope that gave you a little bit of an insight and intro into the modes. Now, a really great way to practice is to set up a drone track, which is simply one single note and it just carries on. Then you can explore all of the positions and all of the modes just by playing over that. And just as a bonus for you guys, as well as doing the tab for this, very basic tab, because you know it's one shape. I've also set up the drone track for you, and it's literally like a 4 or 5 minute version of just that single E chord that I was playing against. So you can download that via the link in the description box below. Any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comments box below, or you can reach me through my websites. Links are all in the description box below. Enjoy learning them, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it and subscribe to the channel. Alright guys, I shall see you again soon for some more guitar playing. Have a great day. See you later.